cabin.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It's Thursday, and it's our usual content day. Yes, I'm making this video. I'm getting a jump on an early start. It appears our neighbors, bless them, have a dog now. No, not the ones over here, but further down the alley, and they have a chain link fence. And this dog apparently likes to bark at everything that is within a 10-mile radius. Which means it almost barks all the time. You know how I feel about dogs. I love the animals. Not when I'm making content, though. No. Don't they know any better? No, I love our animals, our furry little friends. I really do. As you know, we have one. We have a little Boston Terrier, and that is quite the blessing to our lives. Abby has been kind of a star in our recent videos on our companion channel for my wife and and I hope you guys enjoy that. I think people like seeing cute little dogs, and we're not involving her just for likes or subscribes by any means. Just she likes to be with us, and you know, we'd have to put her in her little kennel while we make videos, and it's on a Sunday, and you know, that wouldn't be very fair for her, and she's used to being out and about. But anyways, I love dogs. I really do. I think they're wonderful, wonderful creatures, and cats too. Cats definitely have a lot of charm and spunk and personality. I'm not going to run down the feline people at all, because if there's one thing I don't like, it's conflict. And there's two camps: cat people and dog people, okay? And unbeknownst to some of the most diehard cat people, there's cat people that have dogs too, or dog people that have cats too. So there's a lot of crossovers, okay? And they're both wonderful creatures. One is not better than the other. Now, of course, cats can be, they can shine in a different arena in different ways. They have different specialties that they're really good at, and dogs have others that cats don't have. So, I mean, it's, you know, apples and oranges, really. You can't compare cats to dogs. They're two different species, you know? And they all have an important role to play as our companions, our pets, and family members. That's right. I'm going to be enjoying some EMP, Early Morning Pipe. Originally a Dunhill blend, now carried by Peterson, because Dunhill's stupid, and they sold off all their tobacco blends, because apparently they're like not into tobacco anymore, even though they make smoking pipes. They make pipes still, and they, well, this is from 1969, this is a 4S, but they still make pipes, they make cigarette cases, and I think they only still make cigarettes, but they drop all their pipe tobacco, so, you know, can't win. Anyway, we're gonna get, you know, I don't think I have any matches on me. That's poor planning, Smith. Yeah, well, let's borrow some fire from the old bale lift, shall we? Here we go. Let's just get this match going. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Burger. Yeah, that's my Burger bale lift, and I tell you, that's one of my favorites. Indeed. That's very nice. Yeah, that is just a delightful flavor. And it's funny, when I first tried it, not to deviate from my actual content I'm going to provide today, but for those pipe guys out there, when I first tried EMP, I wasn't quite sold on it. But the more I got into it, the more I gave it a shot, and found the pipe that actually really shines through in, because that does make a difference. I was like, oh yeah, this is good. I'll be reordering this many times. My favorite time to have this is camping up at elevation around a campfire while I'm making coffee. That's a special type of zen, if you will. A nice bite in the air, blue shadows early morning. Oh gosh, that's nice. Nice lantern, boiling some coffee, getting the fire going again. Yeah, that's some nice peace and quiet early morning stuff. And this flavor is just, it fits that environment so well. It does. All right, well, enough of this. You didn't come here for me to enjoy this. No. Most of you haven't. There are those who enjoy it. But anyways, we're going to share something that I've been wanting to share since last week. Yes. It came early, but it came after my last video. So we're going to jump into it. Okay? Now, a little backstory. CT Ham. Okay? We all know that we love CT Ham. That's a great company. A lot of good things. A lot of things to like about ham lanterns. And for what it's worth, when I started getting back into ham lanterns, I wasn't really all that impressed by CT Ham because I only had one. And it was just a, later model clipper, number 0, early 1900s, okay? Which I don't have anymore. I sold it to a good friend of mine.
Alright.
How's it going?
Good, I love your car.
Thank you. Thank you.
You always stop by and check it out.
That's awesome.
Have a great day.
Yeah, you too, man. People love the car. Car's in the garage. People slow, but they slow up and look at the car sitting in the garage, so they dig it. Anyways, CT Ham. I have since become more of a fan of CT Ham lanterns. And I think I've acquired a few special pieces made by Ham. We have the top lift. It's up there. It's up here. Yeah. We remember this one. The bonehead mistakes I made with this one. Zip ties. Yeah, we won't talk about that. Well, I'm bringing it up, I guess. But anyways, this thing I love. I love this thing. I just love it. And I don't burn it enough, but just because I love something a lot doesn't mean I'm going to burn it every night. Oh, Rob, you kidder. Who are you kidding? Come on. Still a little, I guess a little on the damp side. That was more dry, but. All right, stop fussing with your pipe, Rob. Get on with it. Get on with it. So, as you all are aware, I really like patina. I hate that word. I hate that word. I hate using it so much, but it's the only word to really describe what I want to describe. And you know what I mean. Some of you guys know exactly what I mean. Now, I don't want to deviate. I don't want to tangent this. I don't want to hijack this video to go down another path because heaven knows I could. And I have to approach this topic very gingerly. Yes. Sorry, I have to take a pause and calm down. Anyways, one of the reasons I go for certain lanterns is not just because the model's cool, not because it's different and unusual, but aesthetic. It really does appeal to me, and I go for certain things that have a certain look about it. For instance, this number 0 burger bail lift. Someone posted this on the tubular group last year. Early last year. Yes, I think it was early last year. I'm starting to... I can't remember, but I forgot about it. Like, I remember someone posting it, and I love the way it looked. Just the as-found, light surface rust, dark color. I really liked it. And it says, hey, if there's any chance you'd be interested in selling it at any point, let me know. I'd be interested. I forget about it. And then the guy sends me a DM, like months later, and he's like, oh, hey, do you still want this? And I'm like, what are we talking about? I don't know. So he sent a picture. I'm like, Oh, that. Well, yeah. I do, and I've wanted a bail lift. I think it's a great design. It really is a great lantern. I mean, just you fold that bail down and you lift the globe up. It's a great action. It really is, and it's a good burning lantern. It's I love this thing. But anyways, so we worked out a deal and I got it, but I haven't done anything to it except for putting fuel in it and adding a match. Okay, that's all I've done with it. Well, it came with a cold blast globe, but I had to find a proper, globe that's all cruddy looking to match the frame. But anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. I like the rustic charm that these can have, all right? And there is some pitting on the metal. Okay, the fountain has some pitting. Not so much up here, but down here there is some pitting. All right, see that? Yeah. So she wears pits, and if I cleaned it, I would absolutely be destroying all the charm that it has. In my opinion, I would. Because then you just see pits. It would look like a plucked chicken. I don't like that look on lanterns. I love it on chickens, but I don't like it on that. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So I've learned a valuable lesson because I had a number 0 Victor that had some surface rust and whatever. And then when I dunked it early on, and I thought I'd restore it and save it from its impending doom because of the rust monster that was descending upon it. And I thought it was in peril. I thought I was going to be saving it, and maybe I did save it. I don't know for sure, but I think I could have done a better job on that, Victor. Personally speaking, I think I went at it a little too aggressive because I soaked the whole thing in evaporust, and yeah, I took care of all the rust as it does. It's a great product, but it left the metal kind of dry looking, very flat. Even though I did use some others and try to polish it up a little bit, it just was too. It looked too much like a light shade of graphite. It just didn't grab me anymore, and I'm just like, oh, it's not my favorite anymore. No. So after finding one that has that from the desert that had great patina age, we'll just say that, I sold the other one, and I don't miss it at all. I wish I would have kept it had I not removed all the surface rust, and now I know better. At least I feel I do, because sometimes surface rust can be a protectant, and it's not always something that's going to consume your lantern, and you're going to be left with a bail handle. It's not that bad. So with that being said, I've been going towards this direction, leaving them as B. Okay. Now that ham that I showed you earlier, the one I just brought down from the shelf, I loved it because it was completely as found. It had a dark finish on it. The solder was still noticeable. It wasn't completely dark, but it had a nice contrast, right? And you could tell it wasn't used, or it was kind of left alone in a very nice, safe, dry place for a very, very, very long time. And that was one aspect that appealed to me. So this pops up on eBay, and I'm like, well, I wanted one of these for a while, and I really like the way this one looks, and I want it. And for those who might have been bidding on this, I am sorry I beat you. I don't want to be a gloater. I don't want to say, ha ha ha, I want it. No, that's not what I have fun with. I don't enjoy that. I don't like people that are boastful and gloatful about things. I don't know who's bidding against me. But anyways, so for that, it's in good hands. It's in good hands. And but yeah, it's in my collection now. I won this, and I'm very happy to say it won't be receiving any attention at all. Here it is. A number 00 CT ham. This is a little lantern, okay? This uses a 3/8 wick. Yeah. It's a 00 globe, and it is in really good shape. There's one little split in the fount skirt right here. That's the only problem with it. It's the only problem. It really is. And I saw that in the photos. It might have turned a few people off, but I don't care. I like it. And I was speaking with another collector about skirt splits like this, and I think we've kind of decided that if it's in a steel or a tinned steel, metal, it's possible that happened during manufacturing. And they just says, well, that's not going to affect the burn or the fount. It's not compensating the fount at all. So just send it out. It's just a split. These are utility things. These are things people use. They're tools. So they weren't like, beauty queens that were going to be put on the shelf. Not until, 130 years later almost. But anyways, with this little guy, just goodness, there we go. Dust. Anyways, this little thing has such great age. It's been not molested. It hasn't been touched. Has still some good color to the brass. Now this has a little hole. How do you light this? It has a little match hole. So just remove this globe, and then the plate comes right off. It's a floating plate. There's a little match hole right there. That's how you insert it. Now there's been some debate about this model. Not much, but a little bit. Some people say that the globe plate is to sit like this. Okay? Like that. Or they say no, it's actually supposed to sit like this. And where it would be more or less looks like a regular CT ham globe guard, right? With the high peaks on the sides. Now, that might be correct, because the match hole then is closer to the regulator and it's more in line with the, lighting the wick. Now, if it's like this, it's not out of the way. You just raise the wick a little higher and you stick your match in and then light it. It's not that bad. It's not that hard. But I think it changed a little bit, because the way this bows out, it seems to grab the air tubes. It seems to kind of lock itself between the air tubes, which does give it stability. Okay? See how that, brushes against the air tubes? And that does give it stability, because it is a floating globe. You want that. Now, it's not to say that the design changed a little bit later, because they did make this for about a decade or so. But yeah, it probably changed, because when it's sitting like this on this particular example, it's too far away from the air tubes, and I don't like that. I like it to have some stability. And let's be honest, I like the way the peaks look. I like the way this looks. It almost looks like it's wearing a mustache. It looks very regal, doesn't it? It's very dapper. But anyways, I love this thing. And I first saw this model probably, it was on the internet. It was on Flickr. In fact, I found a lantern picture group on Flickr. Imagine that. I actually have my own group I started for tubular lanterns. But anyways, yeah, someone had a barn lantern, railroad lantern group on Flickr that I found by accident. Well, not by accident. I think I found it because I was looking for other photos. Besides the point. Tangents, Rob. Remember. Don't do it. Anyways, the thumbnail for the group was one of these. And I was like, oh, that's a really neat lantern. I never knew Ham made a 00 size. And I was like, that's really cool. And so I looked at it and I talked to the guy who runs the group a little bit, and he told me about this model. I was like, yeah, I would love to find one of these, one of those these days. At the first time I saw this, I thought it was a number 0. I didn't know about 00 size. But yeah, anyways, it's a small lantern. It's about the same size, maybe a little shorter than the number 17. Yeah, see that? It's actually shorter than the 17. But that's because the 17 has a taller fount. That's pretty much what it is. But this thing is just a charming, cute, compact little lantern. Isn't that good? Isn't that great? Now, the globe, some might be saying, oh, don't burn that because it's ruby and you don't want to burn those. Well, true. I agree with you. This one's a flash globe, which means it was a clear glass with color applied to the inside. So I inspected it, and I'm like, it's a flash globe, so I'm pretty much okay. I'm in the clear, if no pun intended, if I wanted to burn it. And I've tried it. I've tried burning it. The burner seems to be tweaked a little bit, so I'm getting a flame that comes up high on one side. So I'm not going to be lighting this today, but I thought I'd come out here and share this. So it's a cool piece, right? I think it is. I'm very excited to get this to, burning properly to where I want it. and all that stuff. You know, there's a weird shadow. What's that? Anyways, so yeah, this is a really cool piece. I'm really happy about it. And of course, I'm not cleaning it. It has no rust. It really doesn't have any. It has maybe a few little spots of minor surface rust. That's it. That's it. It just has a really nice dark age to it. And the cone, I gotta show you this cone. It just has the right amount of age on that brass. Don't you find? Come on, focus. Focus. There it is. Focusing. I think that's great. And the burner, even though the burner's not operating properly, look at the inside of that cone. It's perfectly nice, clean, well preserved. The burner looks good. Reason why excuse me, tripped on my own tongue. Reason why it's not burning properly is I think the channel might be thinner on one side and a little off kilter. So yeah, needs to be adjusted. I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. So when that happens, then we'll be lighting it and it will be a celebration. I did try a different burner in this lantern at one point to see if it's the burner or if there's air blockage. I did clear the tubes. There was some dirt in there, but no, it wasn't. There was no blockage though. So the other burner was a 5/8 wick, standard number O burner, and so I noticed it burned fairly well. It burned okay. So I need to, but it barely fit in there because it is a smaller cone, so it didn't accommodate the standard burner as well. But it did show me that it wasn't anything wrong with the lantern so much as it was with the burner, so I need to tweak it. That being said, we will be continuing this once we get things right about it. But anyways, for the most part, I just love looking at it. It's great. I'm not gonna do anything to it. And that's the thing I also wanted to bring up. Be on the lookout for a collaboration. Now, shout out to Mr. Matt Cumberledge out there in Pennsylvania. We've been talking, and we're going to do a Zoom chat and talk about certain things and aesthetics about lanterns and tubular lanterns, and talk about, well, I'll just come right out and say it. When is it appropriate to restore or clean a tubular that's 100+ years old? How far does one go? How far should one go? And when is the time that you kind of like stand back and say, it's okay, I'm going to leave this one. This one's great. I think there's an overwhelming pressure or idea that's been established, not intentionally, that to be in the hobby, you have to have a project at all times. Okay? Now, I would blame social media for this, because it definitely gives the impression that everyone's doing something with their lives, and so, not everybody's posting or sharing things that they're doing or working on. And that's really one of the evils about social media. It gives us false impressions about people that we know, people that we follow, that we, see their posts and their photos and their projects, okay? Now, I'm not someone that's going to condemn anyone for cleaning a lantern. No, that's not my goal at all. But I do want to provide with Matt. It's something that we've talked about quite a bit. We want to provide and talk about, what should you leave alone and what should you maybe go ahead and clean up? And what's the stopping point? And what's the condition that you really feel that you should give something the full enchilada? Go all the way to town and clean something up. There's a lot of different theories, a lot of different opinions, and we're going to get into it. So stay tuned. Keep an eye out for this video. It might not happen this week or next. It actually might happen next week. I wanted to do it today. I wanted to do that video today, but I have too much on my plate right now to go into it. So with that being said, Matt, if you're watching, I think you are. We will plan this, hopefully, for maybe Sunday, if you have the time. So, everybody, this is going to be an interesting discussion. I'm going to look forward to this. I think you will too, because I think there's a lot of guys out there that kind of, they want to know more. I know this is true. I know people want to know more about the hobby. And of course, these will be personal tastes involved, but also personal opinions about the collecting hobby, about antiques in general. When does something need to be fully cleaned or left as it is? So I think this will be a fun topic for us to get into, and we'll figure out a Zoom to record a Zoom conference type of thing, and I'll upload it to the channel, and then we'll have a fun video with a discussion. And then, of course, always encourage interaction in the comment section. So with that being said, we're going to cut it short. Well, actually, no, we're at 26 minutes now. Can you believe that? Golly. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the new addition to the collection. I know I'm looking forward to getting this thing going and running properly. And once I do, then I'll have a return video with it being lit. All right, or we'll light it together. Sounds good? I think so. All right, friends, stay tuned for Mr. and Mrs. Smith that follow over most of these same lines this Sunday. Check your listings. All right, anyways. We'll see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.